All right, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Q&A live stream. Today is Sunday, March 5th of 2023. And guys, would you believe it? 1 week ago today, all of the Harmon face value stores closed for the final time. So they have now been officially closed for approximately 1 week. So yes, Harmon stores have been closed. We have a lot to discuss tonight. We're going to be going for about an hour. That is the approximate, unless something comes up where I have to AFK from my computer. But we should not be running into any particular problems this evening because I have timed it well. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So we're going to go ahead and give people a couple of seconds to join, but I am very grateful that everyone is able to join me tonight because I am very busy during the week. So this is about the only time that I can talk to you guys physically. It's literally the day right before I go back to classes, which begin on Monday, which I have about 3 classes tomorrow, and I'm pretty much there from the beginning of the workday, pretty much till about the end of the workday. I'm there. I don't really have a lot of leeway, but obviously there are some things I'm working on. Number one, Tuesday morning in Midland Park, I am trying to get something together. Hopefully this week, if not, probably next week. No mate. Well, I mean, I can't really say. Nordstrom in Canada is obviously shutting down. Um, and of course, the other big announcement was Amazon Go closing stores. Sprout just announced that they're going to be closing 11, and I think Best Buy just announced they're going to be closing a couple of stores. So definitely a lot of announcements that are coming along. I actually just read something today that the Bed Bath & Beyond, I think it was in either Wave 3 or Wave 4, they will be closing their stores in about 2 weeks. So the end for Bed Bath & Beyond is coming up quick, and I've already – it looks like what I've read online. I don't know how true this is, but it's sounding like July 23rd of 2023 may be the very last day of operation for Bed Bath & Beyond. We'll have to keep an eye on that day, but think about that day and keep that in the back of your head should something come up. Where I have to make a video about it and talk about it, and I'll have some information out there. So hello, TBPR17. How are you? Hi, Ultra Eric. Yeah, there's a bunch of them closing. That's that. I think Lake Success is on the existing list already. If they're 330As, I don't think they're going to get removed because they're not that old of an elevator. It'd be different if it was like something vintage, then okay, I could see them getting rid of it. What else? No, because Kmart in Kendall Lakes is actually not closing. They mistakenly. I mean, it's interesting. They would you would think that if they put an article out, yeah, it's closing, and all of a sudden they took the article down. So yeah, I don't know exactly what happened with Kendall Lakes, but yeah, I can confirm that it's not closing. They did say. I mean, the article. I mean, the fact that they put an article out, it almost reminds me of the time when they put out that article about JCPenney and Sunrise. Like they were getting ready to close the physical store, and then all of a sudden they said, yeah, we're going to keep that store open, but we're going to close some stores in New York City. It's very weird what department store companies do sometimes. I think a lot of it is like leasing and stuff and rents or whatever. But yeah, that Kmart store is not closing. But as for 330As and a Lake Success, Bed Bath & Beyond, I don't think those things are going anywhere personally. Trust me, they want to keep those 330As. It's really up to the landlord unless they physically subdivide it, but I don't see them doing at least getting rid of those elevators, at least not yet. It'd be different if it was like something old, classic, and vintage. Then I could see them. Oh, Dewhurst. That's a good question. It depends on what the landlord has lined up for that spot. If they have the existing infrastructure for what Bed Bath and Beyond had, then I could see them keeping it at least for now. But it depends on. It really depends specifically on how it happens. Yeah, it's I would if you want to refer back to the last video from December 12th. That's the latest one. There's no other one that's very recent. We haven't seen any recent closings, which is very surprising. But we all know what the game plan is at Sears and Kmart. It's milk on the real estate for as long as they can. Try and subdivide every little piece and part and component as they can. It's really sad to see the stores of the way they are in. I mean, I haven't been to Kmart in Westwood, and I really should get up there. But once they make the announcement that one is closing, I will definitely be making a trip up there for sure. And considering it's the last one in the whole state, it's definitely worthwhile checking out that particular Kmart store. And not only that, it's one of the last three in the country. And that in itself is, pretty significant. And what's also pretty significant is the driving distance. I mean, yeah, okay, you have the whole thing in Miami, but in the Northeast, New Jersey is the only state in the entire country, aside from Florida, of course, where you can visit a Sears and Kmart within the same day. I mean, technically, you could visit Kmart in Bridgehampton too, but still, uh, you know. But yeah, I've been getting to a lot of Bed Bath and Beyonds. I actually just posted some footage from Bed Bath and Beyond at Fashion Center, so now you guys can check out both closing Bed Bath and Beyonds in Paramus, the Fashion Center footage and the footage when I went to the one at IKEA Drive. It's just very sad what's happening to Bed Bath and Beyond. I mean, every day, they're reading. There's people that aren't getting severance. It's a really sad situation over there. I mean, I've always said my recommendation is you should probably tell your man if you're still working there. First of all, God bless you, number one. But number two, more importantly, you're better off looking for a different job because they will pull the plug. And whenever their next earnings report is, that's going to be it for Bed Bath and Beyond. I mean, Harmon is done. They sold off Christmas tree shops. The only really thing that they could do left to make some sort of money is sell off Bye Bye Baby. Hang on one second, guys. All right, my apologies. I just one of my family members just stepped in real quick. So okay. So getting back to some questions. Yes, there's a Kmart in New York at Bridgehampton Commons Shopping Center. Zara and Primark are coming to Queen Center. Yeah, I just did a Google search with that. I'm not surprised. Forever 20 H&M I was shocked about because H&M is still doing relatively well, but Forever 21, it's kind of a dying thing. Sorry, someone's. But yeah, I think that's why they're doing that. Dave and Buster's is opening their fourth location in the Tanger Outlets in Atlantic City. Well, I mean, if they're if they want to get people down there, Dave and Buster's is an excellent way to get traffic down to Atlantic City. Probably not the safest spot for one, but you know what? Maybe it's a good way for people to go to arcade games versus going to casinos. They have to rather diverse their lineup of stuff, but that could be even like what happened with Ripley's Believe It or Not. But we'll see. I mean, Bass Pro Shops has been okay down there, so maybe they're doing something right. Chris, if you take a look back at the Nordstrom mod at Corner, is it similar to the other Nordstrom? Yes, it's similar, but that mod was done much better. The Westchester was a sad, pathetic excuse of a mod. I'm sorry to say, but I mean, you don't just slap on a panel and then don't even fix the existing infrastructure. I get it. It's a busy Nordstrom. Don't get me wrong. But you should really take the time to invest in the cab and make the cab look comfortable for the person that's riding the elevator. But maybe people don't look at appearances. But overall, the Kone's, the Kone in particular, that Roosevelt Field, I mean, beautiful job. And that's saying a lot coming from me about Kone. I'm not the biggest Kone fan, but Kone can really make some nice mods. Like That particular elevator reminded me very much of what Nordstrom at 34th Street was like when they opened it up. Very like, even the buttons feel good. I mean, I haven't been there yet to experience it. I don't plan on going to Roosevelt Field anytime soon, unless there's some crazy department store closing out there, Saks Whitman or Bloomingdale's Whitman. Then maybe I'd consider it. But they did an absolutely beautiful bang up job there. I mean, hands down, it was a Nordstrom did a very good job, or rather, when they brought Conan, it's just beautiful. That thing runs absolutely beautiful, and it needed it. The cab stayed exactly the same. They were able to put a panel over the old indicator, which was right above the center opening doors. Yeah, that thing runs beautiful. I saw the video. Very, very, very good mod. I mean, it's not as nice as the Otises that we have here in Paramus currently, but yeah, those things desperately need a mod. I mean, take a look no further than my video from June or July of 2022. The thing was door slamming, so they needed to do something with it. And I think, and again, I'm not a big fan of Kone, but Kone in this instance, very, very on very, very special particular occasions. This is a case where Kone did an absolutely phenomenal job. Now, the pathetic excuse for Kone maintenance, look no further than Westfield Garden State Plaza, Garage B, and the Fashion District. And then you'll see those Kones. And even I think the Kones at Roosevelt Field, even the Kones at Roosevelt Field are better maintained. I mean, Westfield Garden State Plaza, for almost half a year, had one of the elevators out of order. But yeah, the Kones at Roosevelt Field, Nordstrom, put the Kones at Westfield Garden State Plaza to shame. And that's saying a lot coming from me after I've bashed Kone for so many years. And you guys know that, so. But anyways, I knew that was going to be brought up. I figured I'd discuss it. That's a very good discussion. And Ultra Eric, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, I think people just Primark and Zara seem to be really trying to expand their footprint. And if Primark and Zara are able to pay make Eric more in rent than H&M and Forever 21, then I think they're going to make that move. But the good news is they can use existing elevators, so they don't really have to do much. And I'm really starting to think too, Primark is keeping a very, very close eye on Jersey City, and in particular the Sears spot at the Newport Center Mall, because now everyone's kind of recovered from COVID. So I could see Primark already in talks with Eddie Lampert to start buying parts of the Sears store and potentially closing the location. So, I mean, look no further than the expansion, and that should answer all of your questions. What is this? Bye Bye Baby would be similar to Babies R Us, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. I think if Bed Bath & Beyond was smart, and all the awful moves they've done in the past couple months are trash, I think if Bed Bath & Beyond wants to save their asses, is they sell off Bye Bye Baby. And I know that's not going to do much for them, because ultimately it's just going to end, but I think they should sell off Bye Bye Baby to someone. Maybe they sell it off to Babies R Us, and maybe they convert all the Bye Bye Baby stores to Babies R Us. I don't know. But I think Bed Bath & Beyond really, really, really has to consider selling off Bye Bye Baby. They've sold off Christmas tree shops. They closed all the Harmon stores, which all of them closed last Sunday with liquid fixture liquidation, I think ending either today or it ended some point last week. I don't know the exact. I'm not a Harmon store manager, so I don't know exactly. But I know that corporate wanted all stores shut by Monday, and most of them closed on Sunday. So it really depended specifically on the location. But in regards to Bye Bye Baby, I think Bed Bath & Beyond just needs to sell them altogether. I mean, it's very troubling what the company's in. I mean, even that, and then Tuesday morning, of course, another unfortunate situation. And I don't think they're going to survive on 250 stores. You don't just file for bankruptcy twice. Once, okay, you can reorganize, but Tuesday morning is another retailer that's unfortunately I think is going to fold personally. And on top of that, I'm already hearing some news that the person that's operating all these dying retailers on the websites is also filing for bankruptcy. So there's a lot of moving components that are going on. I mean, here I am making my year in review of 2022, talking about, all these not so great retailers. And all of a sudden now things are not looking too good. We had Harmon, we had Barnes & Noble closing in Paramus, Bed Bath & Beyond closing, Harmon closing. So lots of closures, unfortunately. And on top of that, lots of people losing their job. Oh, and let's not forget Canada. We can't leave Canada out. Canada's losing Bed Bath & Beyond. And we got the big announcement last week that Canada is losing all their Nordstrom stores. So lots and lots and lots of losses for sure. Hello, Jeremy's Retail Exploration. Jamba Juice and Athleta, the Gap brand, have closed at Westfield Garden State. I'm not surprised. It probably had to do with rent. Jamba Juice was there for a very long time. I mean, that Jamba Juice was literally there from the day that they opened that 2006 expansion when they built AMC theaters. So I'm not surprised that Jamba Juice finally couldn't stay there. And I think they really fell out of favor because they used a lot of like sugars and stuff. So it doesn't surprise me. I'm glad I got to Harrisburg Mall. I guess I don't know when they're closing it, but thanks for letting me know, Alex. Hello, Brandon Smith. Hello, Chris. How are you doing? You watching this? Yes, I did. I know about the helicopter. They just removed it and they investigated, and that was it. Nothing really. I mean, other than people getting hurt, they just removed the helicopter. And yes, I've been inside the water park, so yeah, that's that. I'm not going to spend too much time for that. Yeah, I know, and I think the same thing will happen with Roosevelt Field down the road. So. REI is either going to do two of one things. A, Urban Edge is going to offer them a spot in the mall, or B, they're going to have to relocate somewhere. I think REI has a decent following, so I don't think they're going to go far. The question is, do they pick a spot on 17 across the bridge, or do they want to stay within Bergen Town Center? But I get it. The Red Robin has gone out of there. The yogurt place has gone out of there, so they just have to knock that building down altogether. I 100% agree with that. Yeah, no. My issue with the Nordstrom at Westchester was they just slapped on the panel and kept the existing thing. Whereas Roosevelt Field, they actually went in depth and did a smooth transition panel replacement, a much better job than the Westchester. The Westchester, it's still nice, but it's a sad excuse for a Kone mod, and it ruins the aesthetic of the cab. He just decided to continue, but thanks for asking. Yep, I heard about Boscov's in West Virginia. I don't know about yeah, and I don't know about Florida Mall. Nothing yet on that one. Any updates to Sears and Newport Center, Jersey City, New Jersey? Not at the moment. Just other than we know that the space got sold to a person who's going to subdivide it. Yep, I know about that. Yeah. Oh, I think it's a great idea because you have people working in those offices and that location with the Best Buy. That's a good thing. And the other thing too is they could do a whole bunch of restaurants underneath too. That I think is excellent. The problem is you have the boards and the residents, and there's all kinds of hearings in the process there. No, they that's like a wheelchair lift. I don't know what's going on with Sunrise. Yeah, all the Nordstroms in Canada are shutting down. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Yeah, the Holland Tunnel, they're closing the Jersey bound side. That's why. No, I have not been to the Scranton Mall in Pennsylvania. I don't have family in Scranton, unfortunately. Yeah, I know, right? Linens and Things was based. I think Linens and Things was based in Clifton, and Bed Bath and Beyond was based in Union. Two home stores based in New Jersey. Now, Bed Bath and Beyond is at the mercy at this point. And it's funny, Bed Bath and Beyond kicked their ass. I'm sure it'll be a slow transition because Urban Edge wants to close it as quick as possible. I think it's good for the mall because look at the different components of the mall. Number one, you have the Whole Foods, you have the Best Buy, you have several different restaurants scattered across the mall. In addition to the restaurants scattered across the mall, you have many different fast casual restaurants across the mall. You have the Target store, you have the Kohl's. I mean, shoot, who wouldn't want to live there? And you have a bus route that has direct access to New York City. So I think the housing will definitely work because you have all those components that kind of work together, which is a good thing for people who are starting out, maybe people that want to be involved with the town of Paramus. Uh, you know, it's good for them. It's a very good thing. So hi Fox Tech. Yep, they're all closing down in Canada. Yeah, I know about that. Party City, no more closings. Will J.C. Penney survive after 2025? I think so, but they'll definitely have a smaller footprint. Yeah, the Sur La Table coming back. Yay. Yeah, but you know what? The residents can walk through the mall, so it would make sense, I think. Oh, I'm glad you went to Puerto Rico. It depends. It really depends. I mean, it's I get it. They were trying to match it with the rest of the store, but it's still a very nice Saks. Don't get me wrong. Sure, they may have painted over it, but you still the cab still has the same characteristic and the aesthetic. Another furniture store? Jeez. What furniture store opened at Monmouth Mall inside again? Are they using both levels? I mean, I'm not going down there anytime soon, but I'm actually genuinely curious. If I could ever get into that frickin' Lord and Taylor, I would definitely consider making a trip. I would actually go next week. Let's see. But thanks for bringing that up. I want to actually see what furniture store because I will literally go down there next week. I'm on spring break. I'll figure out a way to get down there. Let's see. What's the name of the furniture store they opened up? Oh, you know what? I could just look online. Um, hang on. Home living furniture. Yeah, but the question is, are they using the whole space or are they just using the first level? Hmm. Trying to get details because I would love to go if it's both levels. No, I just got an email that one of my 3 classes is canceled tomorrow. That's good. And it's only 2 classes tomorrow. But someone get me details on that furniture store because I definitely would love to find out, or I may have to contact the mall myself. Yeah, I'll probably just call the mall in the morning, see what's going on there. Yep, very abruptly because they probably wanted to terminate the lease effective immediately, or Eddie just sold it and that was that. Oh, that was the website. Yep, it's been closed for months. The old Grand Union. Yeah, they want to knock that whole thing down too in Paramus. Qdoba, Short Hills Mall closed. Yeah, they probably got evicted, I'm sure, by Taubman or Simon or whatever it's called. Super, yes, they are great for downtowns and not for highways. Hi, Steel City Elevators. How are you? Yes, I know. That's now the third person that said yes, they're getting a store. I'm trying to figure that out too. I'm gonna see. Let me see. Because you know what? I'm sure the best way to look at it would be like going to the physical mall website. But man, could you imagine if that furniture store had two levels? Then I would actually go down there and ride the I could see every department store there. Yeah, and then maybe go to Ocean County or Freehold and make a whole day out of it. No, they're closed now. Yeah, it doesn't really give any details. But Arnell, thank you for that. I think Palisades is gonna be okay. I don't necessarily see the mall for. I mean, I know American Dream's kicking their butt. There is no doubt about that. Because Palisades was designed after Mall of America. Now Triple Five is on their turf, literally, with a new modern twist. So, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. No, Saks is no. Hudson, trust me. If Saks closed in Canada, that would be the end of Hudson's Bay Company. What New Jersey malls does not get a lot of traffic? Oh, that's an easy one. Paramus Park, Livingston. What else? Paramus Park, Livingston, Hamilton Mall, and Monmouth Mall, and Brunswick Square. That's about five of them. I don't know. I would have to the thing is I have to call the store physically and tell them and ask. That's been redone for a while now. Yep, I know about Primark. I've seen the videos already. Excuse me. Oh, I can't believe I just found out. I literally just announced 10 minutes ago. I think Bergen Town Center gets traffic. I mean, you got all the outlet stores. Shoot, you even have Whole Foods there, and you have Target and Kohl's, like, and restaurants and parking and Lincoln Tech. That mall definitely gets traffic, and it's along that Route 4 corridor. So there's no way that that mall can't get traffic. It's like saying that what the hell is the one out there? It's like saying the Gallery Westbury Plaza, which is on Old Country Road, doesn't get enough traffic. Yeah, there's just Pitts. The thing is, Pittsburgh is not that big of a metropolitan area than, say, New York City or even Philadelphia is. It's nothing against Pittsburgh. It's just not as big of a city. That was a Best Buy Mobile. They're not there anymore. I don't think Macy's would give up. I mean, maybe if they decided to do market. Yeah, I guess they would probably dump Paramus Park, just. But I don't think they're closing that store, at least not yet. Yep, and then they pulled back because of the recession. That's what happened with those two, unfortunately. Yeah, again, I don't know. I would have to physically call the store and ask them to see if they're operating on one floor or two floors. But that's a question. I'd have to physically call the store. That's it's about to fall asleep on you guys for a second. Yeah, Fashion Center is right up the road. Any mall has freights. Yes, that was the shortest lived. Opened in 2019 with all this anticipation that Hudson Yards was going to be this great big thing, and then all of a sudden we get this thing called COVID. Where in retail for many years people had to put these bad boys on, when they were going into stores, and then all of a sudden Neiman says, "Nope, we're not doing that anymore." So Neiman just wrote it off, and they had wrote off Goodman, so it's not like they took a total loss. Plus, they were considering closing the Westchester, and they were considering closing. They were considering closing. Oh God, I don't even know what I was saying. They were considering closing that one, and then yeah, so they just decided to close the New York City one, and I think they closed one at Natick too, which I guess I'm not surprised. Haagen-Dazs, Bergentown Center, not surprised either. Definitely want to go there for some overpriced ice cream. But I think they have a Haagen-Dazs at Westfield Garden State too. What do you think about the American Dream Mall? I think it is bigger than Palisades Mall in Rockland County. Yes. Um, in terms of entertainment, American Dream is getting a much better lineup than Palisades. I think in terms of more of the classic traditional mall things, I think that's where American Dream really lacks. But in terms of entertainment, absolutely. I mean, you don't just go to a mall and go to an indoor water park and an indoor theme park in the same day or in 2 days or however you want to do your package. But in terms of entertainment, American Dream is definitely kicking their ass. No doubt about that. I mean, they get a Dave and Buster's in there, and Palisades Center is pretty much done. I haven't been to Palisades in maybe 5 years, and that's saying a lot considering I'm only 30 minutes away. That says a lot to someone like me. I mean, don't get me wrong. If Macy's ever announces that they're closing that store, I'll definitely go back up there. But in general, I just don't see a need for me to go to Palisades. Unfortunately, it's nothing against the mall. It's just I don't have a need to be at that particular shopping mall. Yeah, masks are optional in most stores. The only place you really need face masks nowadays is doctor's offices. I know New York just dropped the requirement, but I think New Jersey you still have to. And hospitals, I get it's the front lines. I can't blame them. The one thing that stinks about hospitals is capacity limits. I won't get into what happened a couple months ago, but yeah, it's tough going into a hospital with a face mask. I mean, I still bring it because you never know what might happen. So it's just good to have it at the end of the day because you never know what'll happen. Good evening, Kenneth Williams. How are you? Realm just opened their location in San Antonio, Texas yesterday. Okay, interesting. Yes, Century 21. They're having the store's opening the 25th in one at near the financial district. They're supposed to be having some sort of soft opening, and yeah, so that's what's going to be happening with that. And then they're having the big grand opening on April 25th. And I'm sure they're going to have it open for the days with the soft opening and leading up to the grand opening. That's how these stores do it. I mean, look no further than when Kohl's was opening up. Remember, Kohl's opened up in Paramus on Halloween. So that was the first, I went the first day the store was open when it moved from Route 4 on the west side to Route 4 on the east side. So they opened it up, kind of a test run, dry run to see how everything was going. And then they had a grand opening ceremony that weekend when people weren't at work, kids weren't in school, and people were going to malls. And they did it right before the holidays. And that was the end of that. So thanks for listening to that quick little explanation about stores and openings and stuff. Yes, I know that. Gosh, that is now the fifth person to say Zara and Primark are replacing Forever 21 and H&M at Queens Center Mall. Yes, thank you. I don't mean to be rude, but yeah, okay. All right, cool. Yeah, construction and supply chain issues definitely affected America. Well, actually, no, that was before then. But yeah, definitely a long time. The construction was delayed consistently. No, that's fine. Oh no, I'm not saying I'm disagreeing. It's yeah, no, they definitely. I mean, look, Palisade Center is definitely a lot more established. They have nightclubs. They have that whole fourth level, which is dedicated to restaurants. Don't get me wrong, Palisade Center definitely has a lot more establishments than American Dream any day. They still have they definitely still have more options than American Dream. It's just I think over time, unfortunately, Palisades will face that dilemma. Not saying it's tomorrow, not saying it's in 2 years from now, but maybe in 10 years from now, it could be in the crapper, which is unfortunate. But that unfortunately might be the reality of it. But maybe Palisades can try. We'll just have to wait and see. Oh yeah, I mean home goods. And the thing is, TJX Companies, you got to remember, TJX Companies is a huge corporation. They have TJ Maxx, they have Marshalls, they have HomeSense, which is like Home Goods, but the more upper scale version of it. Obviously, HomeSense and Sierra Trading Post. They're kicking everybody's ass. And their competitors, Burlington, Ross, Big Lots, Hobby Lobby. I mean, they take the cake, TJX companies. They're everywhere in the country, in the Northeast, on the West Coast, in the Southeast, in the Northwest. So they are definitely surpassing every category. They're kicking the crap out of Bed Bath and Beyond. You know, excuse me. Hi, John C. Um, yeah, it's $5 to park at the mall. Although Newport Center, it's a lot more expensive to park. But yeah, it's can be a thing. It can be pricey for sure. Yeah, that's because children. I'm not gonna comment any further on that one. Yeah, because the Jersey Shore outlets, I'm sure, is a much more attractive location for them. And that's why they want to get on Monmouth Mall. Lildy's doing that expansion. Yes, I know. Oh wow, an oldie and a Lildy. Wow. Mini golf and bumper cars are coming to Woodbridge Center. I'll look that up right now. Are they going in the vacant anchor spaces? Yeah, and they have other things too. Yeah, I mean, and they have one of the top performing AMCs in the entire country, and that's saying a lot. I think that's one of their top 3 AMCs in the entire country. We just have to wait and see. I mean, a lot of it's going to depend on leadership and whatever happens to J.C. Penney. I mean, they're running ads on YouTube, so clearly they're trying to do something right. But we'll see. It's there'll be a lot of variables there. Yeah, I heard about that. It's a multi-level one. Aldi is bigger than Aldi, at least for now. Yeah, I know. My friend goes there pretty frequently. He works at one of the stores. He's like right across the way from it. Interesting. I'm sure Kona got their hands on it. That I don't know where the next one is going to be closing. Um, but yeah, I think so. I think they got to do that first before they. Yeah, I think they want to fill up the individual stores before they work on the department stores. And right now, the good news is, knock on wood that there's no more department store closures. At least they only have to fill a vacant 3-level Sears slash Abraham and Strauss and the Lord and Taylor, of course. I've been doing it since 2011, and a lot of people seem to be really liking it. So I just, continue with it because clearly there's a lot of views in it. It's probably Excel. Excel is a cheap installer. So yeah, but those Toys R Us stores were inside of Macy's. I had a friend who actually worked at Kohl's during the holiday season. He said it was an okay experience. I think he works now as a gosh, I don't even know. I think a deli clerk. I mean, I was a produce clerk for about 5 months, but I wanted to pursue my education, and I didn't want it. Yeah, yeah, I'll definitely reach out to them. I'll reach out to them the next time there's a closing, and I'll say just make this one quick fix. I don't want to bother them right now about that. I'd rather wait till there's another closing. Interesting. Well, it's good to know that one of my classes got canceled tomorrow. Tell you guys, Mondays I have like 3 different classes, 2 back to back, and then one 3-hour one. So this will make it a little bit of an easier day tomorrow, which is a good thing. Market fair change donors, I think, sentimental. Oh yeah, Market Fair in Princeton. Yeah, that's the one that's north of Quaker Bridge on Route 1. Oh my gosh. Wow, I forgot I forgot about that mall. That tells you a lot. I mean, even me, shit, I'm the expert. Sorry for my language, but shit, I'm the expert. And I even forgot about that. I forgot about Market Fair. More importantly, I forgot about Liberty Village, which is being completely raised, by the way. What other little? Oh, Phillipsburg. Yes, the Phillipsburg Mall. And what the hell's that other mall on Route 10? The dead one. The dead one that had the Marshalls in it. And I walked through that mall. Doesn't ring a bell, but Phillipsburg was dead. Well, Simon and Brookfield are still having a good hold on J.C. Penney. Clearly, clearly they're they see it as an interest, a good asset because they lose it and a lot of their malls go. Yes, Ledgewood Mall. That was the one. Thank you, the Ledgewood Mall. It was the letter L, and I couldn't think of it, but I know Rockaway kicked their ass. Yeah, Hudson Mall had a Marshalls, but then they started putting like big box stores to fill all that. Yeah, Liberty Village needed to go for sure. I saw pictures of it dying. It needed to go. South Shore Mall definitely has good tenants. They were supposed to be getting an Apple store many years ago, but that never came to fruition. They were almost going to get one, but I think the area didn't. Apple wasn't interested in it. Plus, Apple has Smith Haven, Apple has Whitman, Apple has Americana Manhasset, and Apple has Roosevelt Field and Queen Center. If you really want to go to that extent, so I just didn't see them doing that one. But yes, I know about the Brownstone Pancake Factory. I haven't been to one yet. I hear they're really good. Whenever I go, and the next time I do one of these live streams, I will tell you guys my feedback. But again, I really didn't do much this weekend. I just kind of chilled. I had some schoolwork to do. I ran out to Panera Bread early. They have this really like delicious new sandwich. It was very good. I didn't eat breakfast this morning, but it was a pretty good sandwich overall. So I'm pretty happy personally. Um, I mean, I'm even more of a happy camper now because one of my three classes just got canceled. So I haven't been and I want to go back at least one more time. Really? What national retailer? What is it? Barnes and Noble? Yeah, they all have Toys R Us around here. They put those little Toys R Us shops. I don't know if that did much. I know. I can't believe I can't believe Brookfield dumped Bridgewater. That was That was not a smart move because that had a Bloomingdale's and that mall had life in it. I'm very surprised that they dumped it. I mean, Simon could easily pick it up. I think Simon will easily pick it up if the opportunity presents itself to Simon. But yeah, they were dumb for dumping that mall. But maybe Brookfield is trying to diverse away from traditional shopping malls and more to like office buildings, town centers, whatever. But yeah, what national retailer is moving into that Bed Bath and Beyond? I would love to know. Woodbridge, I kind of get why they dumped Woodbridge because they didn't want to invest in redoing the stuff in the mall, and it just didn't look them there. No, Brookfield did not. That's why they sold. That's why they sold it to Urban Edge. I mean Westfield rather. Sorry, but I'm surprised that Brookfield didn't pick up South Shore. I think they could have done that. Yeah, I definitely want to go back to the Rainforest Cafe. Sunrise, it's done. It is done, done. They're gonna knock that whole thing down and they're gonna redevelop it. That's probably going in the food court, I bet, or it's going somewhere in that wherever that food. That's a small food court too. I mean, Apple just redid their store there, so I can't imagine. I mean, and there's still a Bloomingdale's, so the mall still has some life in it. Office Max and Office Depot are done. It would be interesting to see if Barnes and Noble took up that spot. That would be a decent spot for them because you still have that Ridgewood customer, and they'd be willing to make the trip to Fashion Center. Kinnelon Mall? No, I actually don't know about that one. Yeah, I know Willowbrook has tend to have flooding. That's nothing new. I've known about that for years. That is nothing new here. No, Macy's will close Livingston before they close Short Hills. That's a tough one. Office Depot is in a lot worse shape, and I know with all the scandalous stuff that's going on with Bed Bath and Beyond, um, I don't think they're in a good position. It's surprising that they still stay in business. I think they're privately owned too, so I guess that makes sense. Bed Bath and Beyond, but Bed Bath and Beyond is still in awful shape altogether. Yeah, Staples is doing well. I haven't been to a Staples in maybe a couple of months. Is there going to be no, I don't know. They haven't made any formal announcement about that Lord and Taylor spot. I knew they were gonna do that Saks work thing, but that thing really fell through the cracks. So now they're just like gonna subdivide it and I guess use it for office space. Who knows personally at this point? Cool. So yeah, Woodbridge is not a Brookfield mall. No, because Primark has a store in American Dream. I just don't see Primark yet considering that one. I think Primark is going to go to Jersey City before they even think about Paramus, unless they really want a location in Paramus. Oh yeah, Simon destroyed that. They destroyed Taubman architecture. Macy's will definitely keep Short Hills. Freehold Raceway will not die. No, that's still a decent mall. Although they lost a lot of tenants because of Nordstrom, but still it's a decent mall. You mean you did store tours, or did you like talk about them closing? If you made Candace Williams, if you made videos of store tours of those particular Bed Bath and Beyond stores, oh, you did store tours. Okay, so what I need you to do is I need you to DM me. Um, DM me if you need me if I can get the footage out there. Just DM me. Here I'll mention you. Hang on. Uh, yeah, just make sure when yeah, just kind of make sure if you're looking to get those store tours out there and stuff, just if you can, make sure to email those and you could DM me too. And if you want to talk about it after the stream, just DM me with that email that I just put in the comments because I'm trying to get through one floor. So this is a furniture store. Okay, let's take a look and see what they have going on here. Freehold, right? Freehold, Raceway Mall. You guys are asking a lot of good questions here. All right, let's go here. Da-da. Stores, center map. Lisa Quick Space. Let's see here. Manor House Furniture. Oh boy. Looks like it's on the second level. Manor House Furniture. That looks like it's within the mall. That's not inside the Nordstrom store. Wow, the mall literally make Eric. What the hell? You like misrepresented that one. No, they're going to be putting apartments there. Which stores are at risk of closing mostly on Route 17 and Route 4? Um, that's a tough one because I don't drive the corridor as much. I would say most at risk right now because the Harmon's gone. Probably one of the two Raymore and Flanagan furniture stores. I would say that the um, well, the Barnes and Noble's already closing. Yeah, it's tough because I can't really put my finger on it. Maybe the Joann Fabric store might be in trouble. The Party City stores probably at risk because Party City filed for bankruptcy. Um, I can't think of any other stores that would close on those two corridors. So no, unfortunately I don't know the answer to that at the moment. Yeah, there's a lot of vacant space on those highways. You're not alone. I definitely do see it, no doubt about that. SP360 updated their website. Let's take a look. Old Town Bonita Springs has been up there for a long time. Let's see. No, Old Time Pottery in Bonita Springs has been up there for a long time. They haven't updated their website at all. It's the same. I made that video months ago. They must have just started liquidation sales now, which is crazy. Yeah, Kenneth, just make sure to email it, and if you have trouble with the videos, just email it, and then I'll figure out a way to convert it and try and get those tours up there and on the internet as quick as possible. But I do appreciate it. Thank you. That's huge. Thanks for going to those Bed Bath and Beyond stores. That's very helpful, and that really is going to help get the videos out there, and I can definitely get them out there as quick as possible. But thank you. I do sincerely appreciate that. I will definitely try and get that up tonight. If not tonight, it'll be up tomorrow, or maybe I'll figure out some downtime at school to get it up. Yes, they did, and they're supposed to be putting a Chick-fil-A there. We are coming to the final days of the Gallery White Plains. Do you know when the last day is? March 3rd is the last day. Hi, Joe. How are you? Yes, GameStop. I'm not surprised. And you meme stalkers, stop freaking doing all that crap because you're just delaying the inevitable. I hate those people. Yeah, I hate those people that go that just they just go into the stock market and then they just think, oh, let's buy all these stocks, and then all of a sudden it shoots up and shoots back down. By the way, if you're doing that, you're just delaying the inevitable, and you're literally playing with people's livelihoods. So it's not funny, and you're not getting any reward for it either. Yes, yes, definitely. Absolutely. I definitely want to try and get as many if I can get as many Bed Bath and Beyond videos out there, I can definitely direct the traffic and it will get people interested in the content. So, definitely, if you can get that footage, that's great. Thank you. Nope, just Canada's going away, Nordstrom. Denny's closing 300 restaurants. I haven't been to a Denny's in a very long time, so I'm not surprised. Oh, someone asked some Cracker Barrel question. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry if I missed you. You know what happened? I got so in depth with the conversation, I just completely forgot about that. Cool Cat Productions and Malls Retail. I sincerely apologize. It's just so many questions come in, so many people want to talk to me. So, have you gone to Cracker Barrel, Chris? Do you recommend any besides the Grandma Sampler? Mama's Pancake Breakfast, hands down the best buttermilk pancakes, and puts IHOP's pancakes to shame. Just because of the flavor. Yeah, I know. IHOP uses all that stuff on their pancakes, but Cracker Barrel pancakes, you will never look at IHOP pancakes the same way again. The sampler, not sorry, not the grandma sampler, but the mama's pancake breakfast. It's three buttermilk pancakes, eggs. I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat bacon, but I get the hash brown casserole on the side. Delicious. And I typically go in the Easter. Hopefully, I get to go out to Pennsylvania for Easter, and hopefully, I get to stop there because man, they are the best. It is literally the best buttermilk pancakes. It's the perfect amount of butter, the perfect amount of syrup. You just can't go wrong. You just can't go wrong. I mean, I wish the one wasn't 45 minutes away and it was like it's like all the way out there on 80 and it's a trip and a half. But man, they make one hell of a breakfast. That is for sure. but I wanted to make sure to get to that question. Hi, Joe. How are you? I did not hear about Denny's. Oh, you used to work for Goodwill. Oh, I've been in there a couple of times. Yeah, they near me they have the big Hackensack distribution center, and then they have the one in Elmwood Park. They also have one in Pompton Plains too. But I know exactly where you're talking about. It's some furniture store now in 17. I think, yeah, apparently they want to redevelop that Sears, so I'm sure it'll be the next to go. Self love is important, of course. Whatever Westfield Mall doesn't have a strong lineup of tenants. Okay, this looks like I can get rid of that. Yeah, next time they have a store closing, I'll inform them. But thank you. I know about Boscov's. Wow, their 50th store. Now talk about a department store that uses smart, slow growth in a time when there's the digital age of Amazon and everything. Although strategy might not work, still it's nice to have every store owned and operated by the Boscov family. So, you better use your Bed Bath and Beyond coupons real fast because they will stop taking them at a certain point if they go into Chapter 7. No, Red Robin won't close. That closed because probably the lease was up and they didn't renew the lease. No, and I wish they would do so well here. The problem, the geographical location. That's probably why Cracker Barrels are so good because they're all company owned. Wow, I didn't even think of that. Thank you, thank you. Oh, that's nothing. Yeah, I mean, I drive past it 5 days a week. It is a creepy location. There's graffiti on there. It's not a fun little building anymore. Then of course someone tried to film it and they got kicked out of the store. But you know that's what SB360 loves doing. They love just kicking people out. They get paid to kick people out filming closing stores. But yeah, wow, we're almost coming on an hour here. So my friend and I were joking around about a 7-Eleven in a different country. He just sent me a funny message. I gotta respond to that. Oh yeah, they're going to Chapter 7. They're done. They're DONE. Coles. Someone bought the property and they're going to be incorporating into apartments, kind of what they're doing around there in Hackensack. So it's been a thing for years in New Jersey, and there's a lot of gas station retail unions, and a lot of them that pump the gas, they're part of that union, and they don't want to lose their union job because if you're in a union job, you know it's a comfortable, everybody makes the same. I won't get into further details, but yeah, that's why. Yeah, they're going to put another auto center there. That's not owned by Sears because they sold off the property. I think at least. So, I almost don't want to end this stream, but I do need a little bit of downtime. We're gonna go for maybe another 5 minutes because we did have that interruption a little bit earlier. So we will go ahead for 5 minutes. Unfortunately, because I have a very I and I unfortunately I still have my first class in the morning, but man, finding out that that other class was canceled is nice. It'll be a little bit of an easier day tomorrow, which is nice. So, oh, who doesn't like Chewbacca motors? Yes, yes, it did. It was a very small electronic Sears, and then Sears sold that building off many years ago. I've never heard of the Wrightstown Ames. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with that, but that's pretty much it. So, Yeah, I see it every day when I drive to school. So yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's that. All right, so I think we're reaching upon an hour. I would love to stay on with you guys. Unfortunately, I have to be up at 8 a.m. tomorrow because I have to, get to school, breakfast, that whole thing. But it was really great catching up with you guys. My spring break is next week, so hopefully we can do more of these. I'll keep in touch with everything else. And for those people who that I've asked to send an email, if you could start getting the videos put together somehow in an email and just message me, and we'll take it from there. As in part of the Bed Bath and Beyond stores, and I'll try and get them up as quick as possible. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I want to say thank you again, and we should be hopefully doing one of these again soon. Thanks for watching.